Good morning, guys. This is Dileep Nigam, CEO of SimpliExcel Training International and Certified John Maxwell Coach coming at you. SimpliExcel is in the business of teaching, coaching, and leadership skill training programs for corporates and education institutions and any other institution which might benefit from it. We do teach based on the leadership principles taught by John Maxwell, the leadership guru around the world. I have the honor and privilege of having with me Miss Indra Bhan, the Chief Operating Officer of Surrey Board of Trade, and she is going to share with me her success story today, and I'm sure her success story is going to add a lot of value. So good morning, Miss Indra. Thank you very much for taking out time for us. I really appreciate that. And let me start with the first question. Why don't you share a bit about yourself before we go into the main interview?
Thank you, Dileep, and it's a pleasure to be here talking to you. I was born and raised in Fiji, moved to Canada in 2001. I have two brothers and I have one sister. All of them are out of Fiji now. They're living in either Canada or Australia. I was working for an airline before I moved to Canada for 15 years with an airline. In total, about 30 years of work experience. And when I moved to Canada, this was my first job at the Surrey Board of Trade. And I started off as an admin assistant, and currently I am the Chief Operating Officer at the Surrey Board of Trade.
Wow, that's an awesome success story and journey. Now, let's go to the second question. What have been your key strengths and the areas you had to work to accomplish your goals?
I think it's the confidence that I had in myself. That is, you need to believe in yourself first before you are out there doing anything for anyone else. You need to be honest, very fair, and you need to also believe in what you are doing. The most important thing is to believe in yourself and be confident, and that is what brought me up here, I guess. Yeah, I continued to keep going. I never stopped.
Fantastic, and that's very, very true. As you said, Indra, the belief in yourself. I
Yes.
totally agree with that, and that's the case of me too. That's the vital element for success in life.
True.
What has been your favorite failure? And sometimes you plant seeds. You plan for success, but you have to change things.
True. Well, I wouldn't say it's a failure. I would say that it's something that did not work for me. Failure is the road to success, and that's what I believe in. And I said earlier that I was working for an airline, and when I moved here, I did want to work for an airline again because I just got so used to it. And so I did initially try looking for a job in an airline industry, and when I did go for interviews, but at the end of the day, I found out that that was not what I wanted to do here. I was looking for something else. So I still don't think that it's a failure, but I think that those interviews taught me, or that it made me aware that this is not what I want to be when I'm 50 years old. I need to look at something else. So, I would say it was the main thing that I learned when I came here. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's great. And what helped you get ahead in your career and impacted your life the most?
I think it is my husband that helped me the most. I had to go back to school. When I was looking for the right job that I wanted to do, and I initially said that I never stopped, I kept on going. And I had to go back to school, I had to work late nights, and I had two boys with me at that time too, my two children who I brought with me from Fiji. They were both born and raised in Fiji as well. So I needed someone to look after them, and my mom helped me a lot too. But my husband was very supportive. He would take care of them, take them to school while I was going to school, doing my job. And also at that moment I started to volunteer at a couple of places as well. So yes, it takes up a lot of your time, and you need someone behind you, and that was my husband behind me that helped me get to where I am today.
Wow, that's really great to have such a supportive husband.
Thank you.
But I know for sure, you really require a lot of perseverance, patience, and hard work to accomplish a successful journey, which is
Yes.
very clear from your story.
Mhm.
What has been the most memorable day of your success journey?
Um, I would say it was the day my son graduated out of the University of British Columbia as an
Absolutely.
electrical engineer. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I, we when we moved here, we were all struggling. My husband was looking for a job. I was looking for a job. We had to put our children in school, and then we had to make sure that we also gave time to children,
Right.
because this is the time we wanted them to be successful here as well, and not only us. So we were not just looking at how we're going to move forward, we were also looking at how our children's going to go ahead and make have a success story here as well.
Sure.
So I was very happy the day we went for his graduation, and
Wow.
he came
I
out.
can totally
Yes.
agree. That's a fruit on the tree. Like,
Yes.
you live for your children and for their dreams, and when they accomplish, how happy you feel. I can totally realize that.
True.
Totally agree with you.
Mhm.
On the flip side, what has been the toughest moments of your life, and how did you overcome them?
I think I said this earlier, but I will tell you a little more about this. My toughest moment was to find the right job.
Mm-hmm.
So when I moved here, I had to understand that I cannot start from where I left back in Fiji. I had to start all over again, and which was very difficult for me. So like I said, I had to go back to school. I had to do some part-time jobs. I had to volunteer. I did find a job at the Future Shop, and I was a customer service rep there. But then I did not want to do that job. That was not my goal. I went through a very difficult time applying for lots of positions. I wanted the right job,
Right.
and that was very tough for me. It was very difficult for me to get the right job, the job that I wanted to do.
Right.
The employers were looking for Canadian experience. They were looking for Canadian qualification, and that was the reason I had to go back to school as well. And I did everything that I did back at home, I did it back here just to get the Canadian qualification. But once I had that, and I think that was, after I finished that was where I was able, from then onwards, I was able to move forward. That's what I should be saying. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a real story of
But
perseverance and
it
persistence.
wasn't easy. It was very difficult to get through all that and find the right job. And even when I found the right job, which of course was the job with the Surrey Board of Trade, I had to volunteer for the Surrey Board of Trade for 6 months before I got hired as a admin assistant.
Wow. Okay, that's really interesting and very encouraging, for a lot of people will get that motivation from there. Now, when you talk of success, what's the first person that comes to your mind when I mention successful, and why?
My mom helped me a lot, and she was always pushing me. She told me that I can do it, and that when I initially came, I wanted to go back home because I wasn't getting what I wanted. I was depressed, and so my mom was the one that came in and said, "No, you can do it. You have done it before, and I know you can do it." So she pushed me through, and yes, I did it. And I'm very proud to say today that yes, Mom, you were right, I did it. And if you were here with me, you would be very happy to see me through all this and successful finally at this time. Yeah. So my
Wow.
mom helped me a lot.
That's really emotional, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And having said that, my mom, but my friends and my colleagues at Surrey Board of Trade helped me a lot. My CEO, she helped me a lot. I mean, even though after I got the job, the culture was different, and they made me feel at home. They taught me, and they made sure that I get everything and I need to do my job right and be successful. So big thank you to the Surrey Board of Trade staff, my CEO as well. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really awesome. If you had to have a dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would that be?
I would say it would be my brother. I lost my brother 20 years ago, and he was the eldest in our family. I was the youngest, and well, I am the youngest, and he was the eldest. So he basically, after he finished school, he paid for all my education and everything. Basically, took care of me, and I lost him when he was only 40 years old, and I miss him a lot. I remember him almost every day, and if I had an opportunity to sit down and have dinner with anyone, it would be my brother.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Through your success journey, what's one lesson you would like to share with the people in the audience?
It is not easy, so be out there. Especially for the immigrants, refugees, the most important thing for us to do, I'm an immigrant, and the most important thing for us to do is to get ourselves known in the community. Come out, try, share your knowledge, whatever you have, sit with the others, share with them, take advice from them. It doesn't happen by just sitting at home. You have to be out there in the community, join different groups, get yourself, in simple words, get yourself known in the community. And I'm telling you, this community, the Canadians, they are wonderful people. They will help you go through everything and help you succeed. So we cannot expect to be successful by sitting at home and not being out there. So bring yourself out.
That's a very, very good message. I really appreciate that, because I think that's the way the life is.
Yeah.
You have to prove yourself, restart yourself
You
afresh
have to.
in a new world, and that's what happened to me too. You have to meet people, and go out in the market.
Go out in the
field,
market.
Go out in the market.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's a great message. Now, if you have to define success, how would you define that?
I think success is happiness. Yes. If I'm happy, I'm successful. And how I get happy is by simple things. If I have one of our members phoning to say that, Indra, I got a lead from the manufacturing event that we had last week, and I did get a call yesterday, and it made me very happy, and then I think that is what success is. When my children are happy, when I'm happy, and then that's what I think success is. So the whole family is very happy. We are, and that's why I'm saying that we are successful at the moment. So in my words, I think success is happiness. If you are happy, you are successful.
Wow, that's a great definition of success. And I also pick from here in your definition of success is adding value to people.
Yes.
Because you are happy when you add value to people. Like,
True.
for example, you got a call, and I told you today that I was at the manufacturing industries exhibition. I got a couple of leads, and I'm so happy that
Yes.
I came. So it's all about adding value to people.
Yes,
too.
and that made me so happy as well. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I get happy when I'm able to help others as well.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Definitely. That's a very good definition, and I think it throws a very good message to people that it's not just internal happiness, your happiness. It's happiness which will encompass everybody.
That's true.
Fantastic.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you very much, Indra. Appreciate your time. And I'm sure this story is going to motivate many people, especially the newcomers and other
Yes.
people who are aspiring for great careers in life in Canada. So thank you very much once again, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you
Dileep.
for being with us.